Hey guys, welcome back to another video on our channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be discussing when to plant your plants, whether that be spring or fall. As you can see behind me, there are different plants that have either died or are still producing. So right here we had radishes this spring. I left some to just be there, and they've died because of the heat, not having any water. And so I'm going to clean this entire row up soon for a fall harvest. I'm going to plant possibly more collards here, or mustard seeds, or maybe spinach. It'll be one of those three plants that I'm going to put in this row. So when you have one harvest and for that season that plant is dead, what you want to do is clean up all the dead roots and weeds that have grown due to time, and you want to add new soil to it, new fertilization components to it. Over here we still have tomatoes and dill growing. Soon they'll be dead because the heat this summer has really killed some of our plants. Mostly the tomatoes, because tomatoes, they can deal with heat, but they have to have a source of water to keep flourishing. Right here we have more tomatoes and onions that we planted in the spring. And so most of our plants that we had this spring were butternut squash, tomatoes, collard greens, mustard greens, lettuce, snap peas, radish, beets, turnips, butternut squash. Did I say butternut squash? I think I already said butternut squash. Um, Okra right over here, cantaloupe back there, and then on the other side of our garden we had green beans along with the butternut squash. Plants that you want to grow in the spring are plants that need cool air and temperatures, like snap peas, lettuce. Most of your greens need cool temperatures in order to flourish instead of hot. But you want to make sure that you plant vegetables that, or fruits that can handle the transition from spring to summer, because spring only lasts only a few months, I believe. Like, I think spring starts in late May, early April, I believe. And then it transitions quickly into summer, and summer can heat up very fast. And so you want to make sure that, one, you choose plants that can tolerate the transition from spring to summer. Two, you want to make sure that those plants, that you plant those vegetables in areas that provide shade and keep the temperature cool during midday. So here, I'm gonna have to step over this, but this is our dill plant I'm going to harvest. If you can see, these are seeds from the dill plant, and so I'm going to harvest those and plant those next spring. And over here we have, I think there's a collard there. I need to take it and remove those weeds, but some more dill and then some more collards here. Over in the corner there's a potato plant. Also, during the spring you can start growing your potatoes. I think in another few months before winter gets here, because I started these potatoes in March, I believe, from a russet potato that was the size of this. And it had if you ever have seen a potato plant or potato that is in your house and you haven't eaten it in a while and it starts growing the green things on it, I cut some of that off and I planted it. So it's going to take a few more months, maybe. Hopefully they'll be ready before the winter gets here, which will probably be late October, early November, when the temperatures really start dropping. So hopefully I have enough time for those to grow. And then we have more mustards all along here that were started the spring. Over here we have more carrots growing. We had more carrots before, but they were harvested and given to people in the community, families in the community. So we have more carrots here growing, and these are old radish plants that I had here that will be removed. I'm going to today remove them, add more soil. Maybe I might add a little bit more soil, maybe not. But I'm going to put tomatoes here. So I have some tomato plants that are mature enough to be transplanted so they can give us a good harvest before winter comes. And then over here are our dying snap peas. So I harvested some snap peas last week. It looks like it has a little bit more life on it. Probably I'll get another harvest of maybe 3 to 4 snap peas. And then we have lettuce right beside it. And clearly something has been over here digging. I'm not sure what, maybe a cat. Because I did see a cat last week in the garden. Probably from one of the neighborhoods. But I'll be harvesting some lettuce today as well. So you can harvest these in about, after you plant your lettuce, this variety, I think this is like a butter crunch variety of lettuce. You can harvest those in about probably 3 weeks tops after you first plant the seeds. And these are our, what are these? I think these are brandy wine tomatoes. So these get very big, like that size. Those are kind of beef steak tomatoes. And when you choose the type of plants you want to plant for the spring, you want to make sure you get the soil ready in the winter. So when the spring comes, you won't have to rush. And other plants that can last very long throughout any season are mint varieties. So we've had this mint variety since the winter here at this garden, and it's been doing pretty well. Now with mint, even though it can last throughout different seasons, you still have to give it water here and there, because if not, it'll shrivel up. Like during the summer, if you don't water it, it'll shrivel up and possibly die on you if you don't water it. So make sure if you do grow mint during the summer, make sure to water it. Over here we have turnips. I came over here and weeded the area earlier, so you can see down there the turnip is growing. Over here, getting kind of big. I didn't know they were so close. I have to spread them out. There's 2 right there. They're getting so big. Get some of these weeds out of the way. And make sure that when you're growing in the ground and not in a raised bed, that you weed out your vegetables so that the weeds don't take all the nutrients away. And when you are planting in the summer to get ready for a fall harvest, you want to make sure that you clear out and replenish. So you clear out any weeds, dead foliage, and replace with healthy soil, fertilizer. And butternut squash is a good plant to have during the summer, but as you can see, it's starting to kind of die because of the heat. So it did rain last night, but it tends to lose that water. So I might have to add some compost later so that it can retain the moisture. And these are green beans. Green beans are good to plant for a spring harvest or summer harvest or fall harvest. They can pretty well withstand any change in temperature. But once again, like tomatoes, you want to make sure you water them throughout the summer on a schedule. And in our next video, I think next week, I'll be discussing, I think it's next week, or I'll just be posting a video soon, if not next week, about how to create a water schedule, even like during the summer when the temperatures increase and you have to water more regularly, I'll be discussing that. So stay tuned for that. You want to make sure that for fall, since it's again uh, summer transitions into the fall, cooler temperatures, that you plant vegetables that can withstand that temperature change and also give you a quick harvest, like collards, radishes, certain varieties of tomatoes, like red cherry tomatoes that we have over here. Those produce a quick harvest, or mustards, lettuce. I don't know if I said lettuce. I said radishes, turnips, carrots kind of give a quick harvest, but it once again it depends on what kind of variety of carrot seed you plant. Because those tomatoes, I'm so sorry, those carrots that we planted over here, it's been a minute, and it's probably gonna take another 2 months before they're like a good size to harvest. You want to make sure that whenever season you plant your vegetables, that because on seed packets they provide you with the location of the state that you're in and the time frame to plant. So make sure you always check the back of your seed packets. Make sure to create a seasonal schedule of when you want to plant certain vegetables and varieties of those vegetables. We'll be getting our gardens ready these next few weeks for a fall harvest of the following vegetables: lettuce, collards, more tomatoes. I think I might plant some spinach. We'll see how that goes. And whatever we don't plant, wherever we don't plant, I'm going to get that soil ready for the spring. So stay tuned for all of that. Thanks again for watching, you guys. I hope this was a little enlightening on how you can prepare your garden for a fall harvest, or to know when to plant certain varieties of vegetables. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe, because we have more great content coming for you and your family. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is EBLLCINC, and Facebook is Easton Banks Learning and Life Center. If you live in DeKalb County or near DeKalb County in Atlanta, Georgia, please go to our website, EBLLCINC.com, to sign up for our garden harvest front door deliveries, where we harvest all of our vegetables that are ready and prepare them and clean, sanitized bags and deliver them to your front door. No contact, free of charge, because we want our produce to go to families in need and in our communities. Okay, so thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.